Hello, TCG and Lorcana enthusiasts, and welcome back to yet another Lorcana deck profile where today we are discussing Sapphire Steel Control. I've been kind of looking around for some control decks. I could say I'm sort of a control player. I like the control aspect of games. I've played aggro and I've played mill. I've played a lot of the different styles of games, but control I always do seem to go back to a lot of the time. So anyways, today we are discussing, like I said, Amethyst Steel Control in the deck version I have here. I'll give you my overall thoughts from the deck and some cards you can put in for your deck as well. So anyways, I have 4 Pascal. Again, this gives you Camouflage, which turns him invasive if you have another character. A Pascal on Pascal basically turns into a lock, and there's no way to harm the Pascals. Since we are playing a control deck, the Brooms are a great card to utilize for that. So we got 4 Broom, we got 4 Prince Eric for the control. Amethyst, you got to play the 4 Maleficent. I'm playing 3 Rafiki to deal with your aggro matchups. 4 Tinkerbell to, of course, then go into the shift into big Tinkerbell. 3 Mickey Mouse, of course, comboing with our 4 Broom. I'm not doing a 4-4 combo. I'm doing a 3-4 combo. I don't really want to see this card a lot of it, so I think even like 2 is really great because it turns all your brooms for free. But I feel like just having 1 in the field is really nice. The 3 Hans to deal with, of course, aggro matchups and wideboard presence. The Queen because we like drawing cards. Tinkerbell because since we are playing control and we're playing steel, she's a great card to utilize just to deal 1 damage and stuff. Because there is a possibility that we could run the brooms in without Mickey Mouse on the field. Dr. Facilier is just another version of Mickey Mouse. We're not shifting this Dr. Facilier in any way. We're just simply hard dropping him so that we can swing our brooms in or our Fikis or any of our guys in there and then just returning to our hand. Heck, even swinging big Tinkerbell into things to knock them out and having Dr. Facilier return both the little Tinkerbell and the big Tinkerbell is very, very nice. And because we're playing control, two big Elsa is very nice as well. We're just hard casting this to freeze 2 things. For other control aspects in the steel side of things, we have a 3 Fire the Cannons, just deals 2 damage anything on the board. Very, very strong for your aggro matchups, especially in the early game. Removing like the 2 questing Lilos and 2 questing Maleficents off the board is just very, very nice. Smash, because we like to deal 3 damage to things. Again, the Amethyst engine, we're playing 3 friends on your side. That is the best combo to do with Maleficent. We have 2 whole new worlds just so we can draw fresh hands and discard our opponent's hands. Grab our swords. Grab your swords because, again, we are a steel deck. I have 2 Magic Mirror here to draw some more cards, and then I'm playing 1 Ursula's Cauldron just so I can cycle the top card of my deck, just so I don't see pointless cards like Whole New World, maybe Grab Your Swords, stuff I can't really ink that I don't have that level of ink yet, like Dr. Facilier and Elsa's. Stuff like that, or even making sure to see like Rafikis, the Brooms, Pascal, stuff I kind of just need. So overall, I really think this is a good control deck I have right here. I really like it. It does go into some very control-heavy aspects like Fire the Cannon. It goes and has some heavy aspects like Smash and Grab Your Swords. And I really like it. Again, we have a good draw engine here with Friends, Maleficent, the Queen, and the Mirror. And like I said, the Cauldron's very, very nice as well, because we get to cycle the top 2 cards of our deck and find what we're looking for. Overall, it's a very good control deck. It deals with your aggro matchups. It will deal with around your mid-range matchups, but again, you're going to see some struggle again in the late game. But I think you can win games about before late game decks might be able to get off. But overall, this is really, really good, in my opinion, to deal with the aggro matchups, those early game matchups, because of how much stuff we're doing to deal with those matchups. Not mentioning that Pascal is very, very strong, because if you can get 2 Pascals on the board at all times, unless they're playing a steel deck or a ruby deck, there isn't many, or sapphire, there aren't many ways to remove the Pascals, so you always have a lock and always getting 2 lore return, because no one can deal with the Pascals. Now, unless they're playing something that has evasive, then they have a way to deal with the Pascals. But if the deck doesn't have it, this is very, very strong. So cards you could put in this deck. The Challenger Captain Hook, I think for steel, is very, very strong. Other cards in here, you could play the Simba if you wanted to as well. That's a really good just draw engine card. If you wanted to play, say, Beast Mirror, so at 1 you can draw another card. It's pretty nice. I just like, since the Magic Mirror is just a little better. in my opinion. But the Beast Mayor is pretty nice as well. You could put more whole new words on there if you want to draw more cards. If you want to play even more control, the Simba and the 𝐶𝐑 are pretty nice as well in Steel if you want to play a much more control heavy variant. Plus, these guys, when they remove something by battle, gain lore. So very, very nice. If you're going to take that path, I would highly recommend putting Pocket Watch in the deck. Because Pocket Watch can then give them rush, you can give your Simba and your 𝐶𝐑s rush, allowing you to immediately go in there and start punching stuff like Rafiki. Meaning that they automatically can punch things off the board and then immediately start gaining that extra lore and just basically controlling the board. Not a bad combo. Mind you that you have one open lore to use the Pocket Watch. Some other cards, Befuddle's pretty nice of a card for control. Just spinning stuff back to your opponent's hand and resetting them. The Zeus is very nice for control as well. I highly recommend if you can put space in here, if you want to jump this deck up to 64 cards, this Zeus is very strong as well. Just because he comes down, he has Challenger and he has Rush. Mind you, he is a 0/4, but he is Challenger 4, so he deals a good amount of damage a turn. Other cards you can hear, you could put another Mickey Mouse if you wanted to. You could play the Maleficents to play a little bit of that aggro in the early game. Jafar is not a bad card in this deck either, since we are playing control. He is a 5-willed guy and gains power for how many cards in your hand. It's not bad. You could put the little Elsas in here for control, and it's also a little quicker to shift into your big Elsa. And if you wanted to, you could also use, say, this Dr. Facilier. I say this one's the best one. To shift into your big Dr. Facilier if you wanted to. But yeah, that's the deck, and overall, I think you can play control in this color just your own way, depending on if you like Fire the Cannons. Do you like having the Challenger, Captain Hook? Do you want to play more control, like I said, with 𝐶𝐑 and Simba? It kind of just comes down to how you want to play the control deck. But let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this deck. As a reminder, every Friday we play the deck we profiled over on Pixelborn in a best of one. So if you want to see this deck in action Friday, you can see that video. But if you want to see that video, you better subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And, of course, like the video. And we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.